good evening, good afternoon, good morning. Michael Williams here with White Label Consulting. I am going to show you how to set up your OBS video. Actually, set up your live stream, your podcasting. It's probably going to be a 3 or 4 part video. So if you stay tuned over the next week or so, we'll probably put out a whole bunch of videos on how to get your live streaming and podcasting going here. I'm going to get right into the video. The first thing I want to do is I want to show you where to download this. You want to download your OBS from obsproject.com and pick your appropriate version, Windows, Mac, or Linux. After that, you're going to download the software and you're going to start with a screen that looks like this. It's probably going to be similar to this or look like this, which is studio mode, which we'll get into in probably part 2. You're going to have the first thing happen, which is the auto configuration wizard. It's going to tell you what speed your computer and your internet can handle. It's a great tool to use. You can run it if you want. I would say probably use 15 to 20% of what they tell you. So if they recommend 10,000, use 2,500. If they recommend 4,000, use 1,500. One quick way you can do it is you can go over here to speedtest.com. You can run a speed test. You can see right here my speed here at the studio is 101 meg down, 20 meg up. So when I go back over to my OBS, when I go into my settings and I click on my output, my stream is set to 4,000. That's about 20% of what my upload speed is, because we have other devices here and I do not want to tie up all the bandwidth. I also don't want to tax out my computer. So that's something we'll get into a little bit more detail. But the first thing we're going to kind of do is kind of set up our scenes and our sources. Our scenes are just collection of sources. Just imagine they're folders right now. I'm going to click, I'm going to set up 4 scenes, which is normally what I do when I set up an OBS install. I'm going to set up pre-show here. And you can call it whatever you want. You can call it whatever you need. This is just what I do. And then I'm going to click on main show. This is where all the magic happens. And I'm going to click on media tab. And then I'm going to click on another tab and call it post show. So that's basically how I have my scene set up right now. Now, if you look right here, right next to scene, we have something that's called sources. This is where we're going to add our individual sources to each scene selection. So I'm going to start with my camera. When I click on main show, I'm going to hit plus and I'm going to hit video capture device. What you'll see right here is the option to add a video capture device. I'm going to click on OK, and I'm going to name my capture device whatever I need to name it. It's Blackmagic Design. That's my ATM Mini. I'm going to click OK, and as you can see right here, my video device has now popped up. One thing you might want to do is you might want to right click on this and rename it to whatever your camera is. And I'm going to put ATM Mini because all of my cameras come through my video capture card, and I'm going to click OK. If you don't have a video capture card, one thing you can do is go to Amazon. This is a very handy card that I recommend to most people. It is about 20 bucks. It has very high ratings, as you can tell, 4.3, 1,000, but there's other cards like this as well. It's only 20 bucks, as I said, and it will allow you to capture up to 4K, which you probably won't need to do, but it's a great quick card to have if you don't have one yet. Now, as we go back to our screen, you'll see right here that my camera's in. I'm going to show you how to turn the audio on right away. You're going to go into settings and you are going to click on audio. Once you go to audio, you want to turn 2 devices on. You want to turn on your mic auxiliary audio, which is whatever your sound card is, and you want to turn on your desktop default. I'll tell you why in just a minute. But now that those 2 are on, that will allow my microphone to be on in every scene, which is what you want. Now I'm going to go into my pre-show scene right here, and that's on the bottom left at the top, and I'm going to click on sources. Once I click on source, this will add whatever I'm going to add inside of the pre-show scene. I want to add a media source, but in order to add a media source, I first need to collect the media source. What I normally recommend people doing is them going to pixabay.com, which I already have it loaded, and I'm going to type countdown in here and change the drop down option from images to video. You definitely want that to be video because I want to be able to download a video. I have a video here picked out that I like. There's a bunch on here. Some of them are longer than others. Some of them are 10 seconds. There's one here for 30 seconds. There's also one here for 10 minutes. I like this digital one. I'm going to click on the digital one and download that. You can also get a timer from wherever you want. I do the 1280 by 720 because I do not need a high definition video in my memory and I'm going to save it. saving it on my desktop. So now when I go back to OBS, I am going to add a source inside of the pre-show scene. Click on media source here, which is in the middle. I'm going to call it timer and click OK. Once I do that, I'm going to make sure this is local file. I want this to loop, restart playback when source becomes active, and I want hardware decoding when available. That's going to put it into my video card. That's what I want it running off my GPU on my external video card. I'm going to hit browse, pick that video, and it's going to click OK, and the video is there. Now you'll notice here in the audio section that the timer has its own audio. I'm going to mute that because I don't need that right now. And you'll also notice that the canvas is not full. I'm going to hit Control F on the timer, and it will size it, scale it to the 1920 by 1080 setting that I have. Now your canvas is going to be based on your actual video card. If you're on a Mac and you use the FaceTime camera, I think it's 1280 by 720. But if you need a higher card, I already showed you where you can get one, or there's other cards that you can get as well. So now that I have that set, I'm going to go into my media tab and I'm going to add a source. The source I'm going to add here is going to be my other computer screen. I'm going to click on display capture. Here I'm going to name this monitor. The reason I want my monitor is because a lot of YouTubers, podcasters, and live streamers are going to comment on other people's content. In order to do that, you need a source that shows you that content, then you can also hear that content. So I'm going to click OK. Once I do that, I'm going to pick my secondary monitor, which is here at the bottom. And as you can tell, I have my video loaded. Once I click OK, that will be full screen. The video is not playing yet because I just want to make sure it's sized right. After I do that, I want to click in the same scene and I want to click plus, and I want to add my video capture, which is my camera, on top of this. When I hit plus, I do not need to add a secondary camera. I need to add the camera that's already there. I'm going to click add existing, click on mini, and click OK. That will drop my camera in a second scene. But what I'm going to do with this camera is I'm going to shrink it down in the corner, right? Now, my ATM Mini does have a picture-in-picture function, but I'm assuming you don't have an ATM Mini and you just have a video capture card in one camera. So now I'm going to place this wherever I want to place it. Another thing that I may do is I'm going to hold down Alt, and I'm going to crop in the sides of my video source in this scene because I do not need a full picture of myself this small. So I've cropped this down to here. I will make it a little bit bigger, and I'll keep it in the upper left-hand corner or upper right-hand corner, wherever you want to put it. I know with YouTube and other platforms, they usually have titles at the top and the bottom. So I'll keep it right there. And so now we are set up to be able to play a video and be able to comment on someone else's content or just review something. You also want to make sure, again, as I said, that when you click on settings, that your default audio is turned on for the desktop audio. The reason is you want to be able to hear the video. So I'm going to play the video so you can hear it, just to make sure the audio is coming through. On this week, my OBS is telling me that my keys are not. So as you can tell, I'm able to play the video. I'm also able to comment on the video, and that allows me actually to, on the video, move anywhere I need to move into the video. Let's say I have some timestamps or something like that, and I can just move to a timestamp, and I can hit the space bar to press play. Whatever you try to record. Here you want to pick your NVIDIA InVec recorder, and I can comment on it. So now your scenes are already set up. You have your scene set up for your pre-show countdown. You have your scene set up for your main show, which is just your camera device and a microphone. And then you also have your scene set up for your media, which would be your commentary. You could rename this commentary if you wanted to. And then post-show is something we're going to cover in another setting. Don't forget the basic settings that you're going to need to come in on the first part of this is to turn on your audio, which is here in the audio tab. On your output, set your recording to your external hard drive device, as well as set your bit rate for your recording just to practice. Those are the only two that you're going to really play with now. One other setting that you may want to do is you may want to go to advanced and click on automatically remix to MP4, because as I said earlier, you want to change it to MKV, which is a very good format that will just put the video in a place where you can edit it. So that's the first part of this video. I hope you got everything that you needed to get out of to just get started up to actually just practicing, which is really what you want to work on before you actually go live. So in part 2, we'll cover some more advanced settings within OBS, and then we'll go on to some more advanced features in part 3. I hope you have a good night. Look me up, White Label Consulting. God bless.